Welcome to Community Connection. I'm your host, Tracy Christensen. Utah is fortunate to have a wide array of great musicians and performing groups. Today I'm joined by Walter Rudolph, the president of the Jussi Bjorling Society, an association that caters to those who are passionate about singing, and more specifically, those who enjoy classical and opera music. Thanks for being here.
My privilege. Thank you very much.
So I hope I said that name okay, but will you tell us about Jussi Bjorling?
Jussi Bjorling is a name from the past. He died in 1960 and he was only 49. So many people don't remember him today, even those people who are deeply into opera, which he was. He was an operatic tenor. In fact, he was labeled as an Italian tenor, even though he was from Sweden. And in some regards, I think that plays against him. Because if you're an Italian tenor and you're not Italian, you're not an Italian tenor.
That's a problem.
But Jussi Bjorling was commonly regarded as the great lyric tenor of the 20th century. And he enjoyed that nomenclature even in his lifetime. He was the greatest singer. In fact, there have been surveys done, and periodically, I mean, the last one I saw was, I think, in 2008. Who were the top tenors, or who are the greatest singers? And if he's not number one, and he usually is, then he's in the top 2 or 3.
It's interesting. And what about his voice made him the greatest tenor?
That's specifically what it was. It was the sound of the voice. It was more than that, but the sound of the voice is one of such exquisite beauty that it's hard to not recognize him. I think he's one of the most easily recognized voices that a person could hear. But the voice, sometimes they say he sang with a tear in his voice. There's a bit of a tinge of sadness about it, but it just speaks so directly to your heart. It's melting. It truly is melting.
Interesting. And so talk about the society that bears his name. What's the purpose of the Jussi Bjorling Society?
You know, there are actually 3 groups. There's one in Scandinavia. There's a group in the UK, out of London, and then there's the society here in the United States. We were formed in the late 90s, and Bjorling's 100th anniversary was in 2011. The 3 groups will collaborate occasionally, and we all gathered in Stockholm for his 100th birthday.
Wow.
For that occasion. But what we do is try to sustain his name and the memory of other great singers as well. We have a conference coming, and we're going to recognize the American tenor Richard Tucker, sometimes called the American Caruso. But the Bjorling Societies, I think one of the greatest things that we've been able to do is round up old performances. He did many, many radio broadcasts, and I think we've found almost all of those and had them remastered and issued on CD. Many of them have never been issued at all. And in fact, we've just located a complete recital from Copenhagen in 1959.
Oh my goodness.
And so we're working on the rights to get that one packaged and released as well.
Well, that's exciting, bringing a bit of that history and his great talent. Will you share with us the website where people can go if they're interested to find out more about this great talent?
It's an easy one to remember if you can spell Jussi Bjorling.
Yeah.
JussiBjorlingSociety.org.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being with us and teaching us a little bit about that. And if they can't remember that website, then our viewers can also go to our website, KBYU-11.org, to find out more about the Jussi Bjorling Society and any of the other organizations that we've featured here on Community Connection. We invite you to visit KBYU-11.org. Thanks so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time on Community Connection.